For some people, every day is moving day. But there's a part of Chile where they do things rather differently. Here, moving house means just that. Chiloé is one of South America's largest islands. But with a population of just 115,000, the pace of life is slower and more tranquil than that on the mainland. It's a place with an air of mystery and magic, where folklore is part of the landscape and remnants of ancient Andean culture have been preserved. Here, myths come alive, giving the island a haunting quality. Little has changed with the passage of time. The inhabitants of Chiloé still live by fishing and farming, demonstrating in many ways their strong sense of community, called locally Minga. There is no stranger manifestation of this spirit of cooperation than the tradition of tiradora de casa, or moving house. Despite its picturesque setting, this particular dwelling no longer met with its owner's approval. Antonio Cardenas had decided he wanted it put somewhere else, and with a great deal of help from his friends, his wish would come true. For such an operation, careful preparation is all. As in any move, breakables have to be packed, but this does not usually extend to the window panes. Only occasionally did the process bear a resemblance to the normal business of moving house. For the most part, it was decidedly different. Centuries-old techniques passed down through generations of islanders ensured that the building was secured. Under the watchful gaze of the carpintero who was supervising proceedings, more muscle power arrived, the first of the many oxen that were roped in to join this show of Minga. Before the move could begin, the supporting piles had to be removed and replaced by the vast logs which would form a raft under the structure. Eventually, the beams were maneuvered into place. And the final stack could be hauled away. With stage one completed, it was an appropriate moment to take a break for refreshment. Soon the really entertaining part of the action would begin, when the beasts of burden would pull their weight. The original home of the Cardenas family was en route to a new location, some 20 kilometers away, across the rolling countryside of Chiloé. Up hills and down dales, the team of men and oxen overcame all obstacles in its path. Hour after hour, the extraordinary convoy continued on its way, undaunted by the challenge posed by the landscape. Only now and again did the journey become easier. But sometimes cries of encouragement weren't enough to overcome difficulties, so more drastic measures had to be taken. Trees, hedges and ditches merely slowed progress for a while. Soon the procession was ready to roll along again. Being a good neighbour in Chiloé might involve an inordinate amount of effort, but to the islanders it's a way of life. They're more than prepared to take the rough with only the occasional smooth. In a world where materialism and selfishness hold sway, it's a startling example of what a group effort can achieve. There are strong local superstitions about buildings which have been left to stand vacant. The Cardenas family didn't want to risk allowing evil spirits to take up residence in their old home once they'd moved into a new house. The tradition of tiradura de casa offered a neat solution to the problem. Thanks to their friends and neighbours, they were about to become a family with two houses, side by side. The end of the hard work of the Minga was in sight. There was only a deft bit of final positioning to be done before the oxen could be rewarded with a rest. And Antonio Cardenas could show his gratitude to the men by hosting a housewarming celebration. It was time to demonstrate another aspect of the Chiloan character. The islanders take their pleasures seriously. After all their labours, they still have enough energy to eat, drink, and be merry in style.